Do you like fishing? Do you like puppets? Have you ever dreamt about being a fishing puppet? Probably not. Hi all, I'm Duty, and this is a VR accessibility overview for A Fisherman's Tale that is available on Steam for PCVR and the MetaQuest platform for Standalone VR. Seated mode is a go. Yeah, we're starting this one off on a good foot. You can select standing or seated play in the settings upon loading the game up for the first time or any time, really. There are no changeable controls in this game, but even though you can't change any of the controls, you are able to move, turn, and interact with items with whichever controller you choose because both thumbsticks can move and turn, and we'll get to how that is in a minute. You can move and turn without the other, and you grab with the left or right hand based on if you press the left or right trigger. For movement, you simply have teleport. This is why you can do everything in one hand. That is a deal breaker for some, but after playing a little, I can kind of see why the choice was made. The same goes with the turning. You only get snap turning or physical turning. Again, I could see why snap turning was the artificial option that they went with. Like the movement, these are two that try to prevent motion sickness the most, and at the end of the day, this is a puzzle game that doesn't feel like it needs the other methods. These next two are going to be deal breakers for some, I think, and it makes sense as that they would be, as these are important things to have in any game, honestly. These are colorblind options and closed captions. Sadly, both of these are completely absent in the game. We'll get to a fix in a minute. And as a pretty interesting narrative puzzle game, these missing are a letdown. Another thing that I usually mention in these overviews are difficulty modes. Those two are also absent, but again, with the kind of game that this is, I don't know how they would have been implemented. There are no threats, there's no timer, no impending doom, or any of the typical things in a video game that add to the difficulty. If you do want to challenge yourself, you can turn off hints, but that's about it. Those are on by default in the settings, so you can turn them off. Now for the last but one of the most important things, arm and upper body movement. This one was a bit tricky to pin down because I wanted to try everything I could before making a call on this, but I feel that this is going to be a moderate to full. Meaning with a mix of some arm movement and pressing A and X to make the hand in-game reach out, it feels like you can reach and interact with the majority of things, and with some good character placement of the character, you could probably do most everything. But in Chapter 1, I believe it was Chapter 1, you have to get some nails out of a few boards covering a window, and try as I might to get a good spot to use the reach and not move my arm from my wheelchair's armrest. I couldn't get it and had to ultimately fully extend my arm and reach for it in order to progress. Just keep this in mind. Okay, before I end this overview, going back a little bit, I did say I would mention how there are some fixes for colorblind as well as caption settings, since they're not in the game. I have just recently noticed that on the Quest 2, and I'm sure they're also on the Quest Pro and the Quest 3 and all that good stuff, that in the accessibility settings on the headset, there are settings now for visual and hearing. If you go into visual and you go into the color correction setting, from what I could tell, they have the 3 typical colorblind modes that are usually in non-VR games more now. just in there. And switching to one will change things. What that's going to change, I don't know. But it is definitely worth looking into if colorblind modes is something that you need. And as for closed captions, if you go into the accessibility settings and then go to hearing, they have a live caption setting that works with, looks like any game that you could own on the headset or that you currently own. There, it's just always turned on. These captions, because they're live captions, are a little delayed by like maybe a second or two, but it's still amazing that they have them and they work. You can even add a background to it, like a dark background, so you can see the text easier. You can change the color of the text. You can even add some kind of window. I wasn't quite sure what that one actually did. I looked at it, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, I just wanted to make that known at the end of this video because I did just notice those settings. So yeah, wanted to let y'all know, especially because neither of them are in this game by default, so it's important. And that's gonna be it for the overview. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a like. If it helped you, or you think it'll help somebody you know who maybe wanted to play this game, give them the link to the video, or even give them the link to DewdyDoes.com. They'll be able to get to this overview video, the text overview, all the other text overviews I've been starting to do. There's only a few of them so far, but I think there's over 50 something video overviews and reviews and things like that. And we're at, I want to say 106 sets of accessibility notes as well. So guide them there, and hopefully something there can help. But yeah, hopefully you're having a great day or night whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will see you later. All right, bye.